to you tell your story, and I'm going to give them 3 commands that they can give you. Here they are. Advance, which means continue the story. Detail, which means give me another detail about that. And emotion means how are you feeling in that moment? Any questions?
What's the difference between advance and detail?
Absolutely, thank you. So detail might be something that you saw in your environment, something around you in the space. So for example, I was walking in the woods and I found, this isn't related to my data, but I was walking in the woods and I saw a bunch of different, somebody asked me a detail and I might say what I saw. I might describe what I saw versus just continuing on with what was happening. And then emotion would be how I was feeling about what I saw or how I was feeling about what I was doing.
Yeah, so advance are
Yes, advance would be continue on with the story. Do it to me. Why don't you do it to me? Will you tell me advanced detail emotion, and I'll tell you. Okay. Well, would that be helpful to hear an example?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you tell me advanced detail or emotion as I talk to you?
Certainly.
Great. Okay.
I'll tell the story, and you're going to throw out the advanced detail and emotion, correct?
Oh, sure.
Oh, all right. My data was inspired by me being at a union meeting long before I started looking into what was going on with teachers in our province.
Emotion.
I was saddened by what I saw when a teacher stood up in tears in a room of her colleagues and was decrying how much extra work was being piled on teachers year after year. And she was in tears because she said to the room she was getting tired of trying to decide how she was going to fail her students every day she went to work. And that was my story. And that's what got me inspired to do this.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. You could also continue to say, I want to know what happened next in that meeting to you. Like, how did it affect you? So then I'd say advance.
Right.
And then you might tell me how it affected you.
Right, and after that, I decided to get more involved in my local union, pursued it, became the local president of our organization, and I've just finished a book on how our profession in Nova Scotia got to that point, and some of the forces that caused us to be there, and got to speak here today, or yesterday, today.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Very good. Beautiful. I want to give you just about 60 seconds each, so take 1 minute with your partner and then switch. And do the same thing and have the other person say advance. And just keep telling the story, and the other person can interrupt you at any time to say advance, detail, or emotion. And then we'll wrap up with just some questions, and we'll wrap up at that point. Yeah, okay, great. Please turn to your partner.
So maybe we can include you. Maybe you can tell us the story, and we'll do ADEs with you. So what's your story?
I'm not a storyteller.
Oh, okay. Well, let us decide. So maybe you can tell us your thoughts on the trip, the conference, Orlando.
I think it was a good trip because you always interact with colleagues, you get feedback in your research.
Emotion?
Emotion, I feel happy when I go to a conference.
Detailed?
I take that back to my students and I try to teach them what I do here in my teaching.
Advance?
What happened next?
Yeah, keep going.
I think after I get the experience here related to my students, the students they can benefit and they use it in their whole life after they graduate.
What do you teach?
Pardon?
What do you teach? What subject?
Account.
Account. Oh, you're in marketing. So you're in the same area.
It's different. Different.
Well, you're in business.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, I'm in education.
Okay.
Make sure you switch. Make sure you switch.
All right, so your turn. Tell us a story.
About
Your students, do you like
Make
them?
sure you switch.
yeah, I enjoy my teaching.
Emotion?
Make sure you switch.
I feel happy when my students doing something great.
Detail?
Some students they are active, some students are not active. So I'm trying to motivate those not passive students to learn active.
Advance?
So I'm improving my teaching techniques, I'm trying to help students, year after year.
Very good.
How about your education?
So I'm a project director. I manage a professional development training program at about 150 schools for teachers. We train about 50 teachers every year from 150 schools.
Oh,
on best
you
practices.
are teaching high school.
All right.
No, I'm a professor of applied
you are.
applied
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You'll see I just pulled up here. Come on back. I know, it's so great. We want to keep hearing the stories. We're all sucked in.
So
Absolutely.
you are students are also teaching.
Yes.
Yeah, high school teacher. I'm asking, what? Yeah.
K through 12.
So,
Teacher. Okay.
can somebody share with me what it felt like to hear, or what you learned from somebody, or from their story and from their sharing? What did that feel like? How did that draw you in, or were you interested, or what did it feel like to get to edit their story and help them along with that? Yeah.
Well, I just found out that my research assistant is a pilot just like her father, just like her grandfather. And that's what I love about the student body and Riddle. I was telling her they literally and figuratively look to the sky when they walk out of the building. And I've never been around a student body like that, and she exemplifies it.
Oh my goodness, how beautiful. There's a connection you didn't even know you had. Wow. Yes, and look, it elicits empathy, and I want to know more now, and so it builds connection and connectivity. Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else wanted to share what you took away from that? With something you learned from your partner? Did you like having your story edited? Did you prefer being the editor? Anybody want to talk about that?
I like being edited because it gets you to think about a different aspect of your story.
Yeah.
You're always wanting to go one way with your story, and a lot of times your story is rehearsed because you talk about things so much. And then all of a sudden you hit with something else, and you're like, oh, that's another direction. That's pretty cool. And you explore your story even more. So you educate someone about yourself, but you may also learn something about yourself that you may not have tapped into before.
Yes, absolutely. I just wish I could advance detail emotion myself to ask friends to help me. Absolutely. What I want to posit to you as a takeaway is that when you're presenting or teaching, there's your presence that is speaking. There's an overlap between your own personal mission, what's important to you, as we talked about, the message of your data or the message that you're trying to convey, the story about that is inherent within your data points or your curriculum, and then whatever your presence is actually communicating. In the middle of that is your message. That's the message of your presentation in there. So getting present to who you are, bringing your real story into the room, crafting a story around what's important to you in your data, these things together all can bring a true presence that is able to bring your data to life in a new way. That's my hope. And just as a thought, be prepared for the unknown, right? Because as we craft story, there always is still listening and responding. Part of that being present is still being willing to take and receive what we maybe didn't plan for to happen. And then that's what keeps you alive and human. So we already shared. These are some resources, and thank you for your time.